Alright, YouTube, Stocks by the Numbers, welcome back. It's Monday, 1:16 here in the afternoon, and I have something that may interest you. Name of the company I'm looking at, Under Armour, ticker symbol UAA, listed here on the New York Stock Exchange. What does Buffett always say? You should be buying when others are fearful, and when others are pumped up, touting their stocks, talking about how great the market is and how great their stock is doing. What does that mean? That means the shit's about to hit the fan and you should liquidate and get back into cash and just wait for your opportunity. Now, what do I always say on this channel? Do not force trades. And we have to take what the market gives us. Well, look what the market's given us here. The market has given us a company that has been completely beaten up here in the consumer non-durables, of course, apparel footwear sector, right? Under Armour. They make swooshy pants, and they got the deal for the shoes with Steph Curry. So, they got a couple of things going on, and I know they've been beating the stock up, especially if you back it up. Look at this. This is like a 5-year chart, and you can just see, obviously, the stock was up here in 20, 25s, almost 30 range, and has just been completely getting smacked around. And now it's sitting here at about 7 and change, right? Stock right now, 7.18, it's up 4 cents, about 0.5% on the day. Recently came off these lows here, going all the way back to September of last year. However, this is a 1-year chart. Well, actually, a little bit more than a 1-year chart. I backed it up a little bit. But you can see here, right? What do they always say? Oh, it's all about the technicals. It's not about the numbers. Okay, let's put the numbers to the side for a second. We got a gap down here at about 1370, and we have not yet filled that gap, even though we are in this upward channel. So what does that mean? Number one, stock's in an upward channel, so it's undervalued and it's probably going to keep climbing, in my opinion. Second of all, on the flip side, it's all about technicals. Gaps always fill. It gapped down, so it's only a matter of time before it gaps up. So now we have a company in this upward channel that, again, these are my projections here. It's only a matter of time. It's either going to happen, in my opinion, inside of the next, I'd say maybe 6 or 7 weeks here, going into August. These earnings here, roughly August 2nd estimates. And in my opinion, it's going to break out and start to rally up. Should get at least to $9, $10 a share off of this earnings rally. And then, of course, I have another little path here just in case if they break it down or if these earnings come in a little light. They might pull it back for a little bit. But honestly, overall, they really should rally it back up because, again, even if we come back here, you can see May of 2022, and then we come back here October. That's like a 5-month span. And you can see consistent downtrend. And then October going into February, that is what? About another 5 months, and now we're an uptrend back to the top trend line. And now we go February of 23, and now we're in May, June of 23, right? So that's what? Like almost 5 months, about 4 months and change that we've been down. Now, not only did we hit the bottom trend line and we should bounce, but of course, more importantly, back here, May 25th, you can see the low at the top. Again, the O, the H, the L, the C, the open, the high, the low, the close. And you can see the low is at 697. And then we fast forward over here to Friday that just passed, and you can see the low that was made at the top of the screen, 697. So we have a double bottom here at 697, which probably solidifies not only why UAA is up today and holding steady, really, even as the markets are bouncing around, but more importantly, coming off of that bottom trend line there. So we have a double bottom formed, which is bullish. We have a stock that is in a descending wedge for about the last 4 months, which is bullish. And we have a company, more importantly, going back to these earnings reports, as we see here, beat on the top and bottom line, beat on the top and bottom line, beat on the top and bottom line, beat on the top and bottom line. So basically, what we're looking at here is we're looking at a potential $14 stock that we can go all in here. Well, I don't know about all in. We shouldn't do that. But, we're sitting here at about $7. And right now we have a potential gap fill up to $13.70. So if I tell you at 7, your worst case scenario is 6, and your best case scenario is almost 14, chances are, I'm sure 99 out of 100 of you watching would take a position in UAA and roll the dice. Now, I'm making a quick video on this because on Friday, when it hit the double bottom and bounced, had that confirmation that it bounced off that double bottom, I called it out in the Discord that UAA was a buy, whether it's shares or whether it's calls, right? Going long, going bullish. And of course, not all of you are in the Discord, right? We have almost 700 subscribers. We only got about 30, 35 people in the Discord. So again, just to reiterate, if you can, if you'd like, do everyone a favor, join the Discord. Come in the Discord. If I have something quick in the short term, I'll let you guys know. Even if we look at something together and it looks like in the long term it could be good, we can put it in the long-term call-out channel and, let everyone know about it as well. But, of course, as we see here, the stock has only moved a handful of cents, really, since coming off the double bottom. So if you weren't in the Discord and now you're first hearing about this idea, on this YouTube video. Don't worry about it. You didn't miss much. But overall, again, I do feel like it's lining up here. The technicals, people try to tell me all the time, oh, it's awesome that you look at the numbers, but, stocks really trade more about the technicals. Okay, fine. I got a descending wedge, which is bullish. I got a double bottom, which is bullish. And I got a gap down from 1370 that hasn't filled yet in about a year and a half. So gaps always fill, right? Descending wedges are bullish, and double bottoms are bullish. So, again, I'm seeing in my eyes multiple reasons as to why this stock should be higher. Again, even down here at 7, in my opinion, I think it's an immense overreaction, because even if margins have been slightly slipping for the stock in the last quarter or two, overall the company is coming in above estimates, revenue keeps growing, and profitability keeps growing, and of course, more importantly, the company is bringing in, anywhere from 1.3 to like 1.6 billion a quarter, and we're sitting here with a market cap of 3 billion. We got a PE, again, the price to earnings ratio of only 8.5. 8.5. That can easily jump up to 12, 15, no problem. And that's what I'm saying. That's why we have a potential double happening on our hands here. Worst case scenario, if it doesn't immediately happen going into and after these earnings here, August 2nd, again, that's why I have the second path coming out. They can bounce it around, and it could wait till first, second week of November for those next earnings to come in. But again, in my opinion, I do believe that UAA, Under Armour, is a buy, and I do feel that they've just beaten it up way too much. You can see the profit margins and the revenue were consistently rising here, 18, 19, and then, of course, 2020, they take a hit, even though still brought in some decent numbers. And then what happens? Revenue jumps up to $569 billion, profit margin 6.33%. And then last year, $586 billion, profit margin up to 6.6%. Right? So really, any way you look at it, this company on paper, in the charts, looks like a buy here, in my opinion. And again, even if they potentially break it down and it comes down to this bottom trend line here, again, you're looking at 6. So you have, a stock here for about the low 7s that could potentially drop to 6, but will most likely, in my opinion, break up and break out and head to the 9s and the double digits sometimes fairly soon. And of course, if you hold it maybe 5-6 months, it might take, but who knows? It can obviously climb back up to the gap fill of 1370, and you're looking at a potential 100% return, a nice clean double here on Under Armour. And, it's like Buffett says, when everyone is, fearful, that's when you step in and buy. When everyone and their brother's talking about the stock market, you go to get a haircut, and all of a sudden, like some Joe Schmo in the corner is like, yeah, my portfolio's killing, and I bought shares of Apple and Tesla. That's it. That's when you know it's time to sell. Trust me when I tell you. So always keep cash on hand, and this is why. Because we run into situations like this. And we don't force trades on this channel. We have to take what the market gives us. And again, in my opinion, I think the market's given us a gem here in Under Armour. But we switch over here to the daily here on stock charts, and you can see again all of these moving averages have been pulling back. But even this 200-day moving average here of about $8.99, right near $9, that's easy in my eyes. This stock right now, in my opinion, should be trading at like $11, $12, and right now it's down at $7.18. You can see the MACD has recently crossed, but of course, again, they have been beating the stock up, and it did hit that potential double bottom. So we may have the potential flattening and the curl back upward to cross upward to really make the explosion go back to the 50-day moving average here of a touch below 8, and then the 200-day moving average there of a touch below 9. The RSI was really just kind of bouncing around this 50 level mark, as you see here, and it did pull back to, I want to say, maybe like 35, 36 the other day, and now it's up slightly, touch below 39, but obviously 30, they say, is the benchmark that a stock is oversold, and 70 is the benchmark that it is overbought. So, again, down here, is it 30, sub 30 exactly? No, obviously. However, again, as I said, you have, in my eyes, a slight downside with tremendous upside. So that's why, in my eyes, I really wouldn't overanalyze the situation. However, if you do want to be patient, wait a day or two, see if I'm right, and you potentially could get in at 7 flat as opposed to 7.18, then listen, more power to you. Obviously, whatever you do with this information is entirely your own prerogative. I'm just contacting you out of respect because I don't want you to wake up one day and all of a sudden Under Armour is trending with these 10, 12, 15% pops breaking out of these patterns, and all of a sudden the stock's sitting at $11.5, $12, and you're sitting there saying, holy crap, this guy made the video, I remember seeing it at 7, I could have went all in, right? sometimes knowing about a situation and missing out on potential profits is sometimes worse than taking a loss. But obviously everyone thinks differently. But here on the weekly, we can see the RSI again was approaching 30, had a nice little bounce up maybe to around 40, now pulled back here. It's sitting sub 38 on the weekly. But again, in my opinion, I still do think it's a buy here. The MACD has completely flattened out here as of late. Again, the stock bounced off of that low, that support of 697, kind of just bounced around, remained flat, and then pulled back to that double bottom of 697, and now is potentially popping out of it. So the MACD is completely flat, and if we do get that pop, again, not only off the double bottom, but again, the descending wedge, which of course is bullish, then you're going to have the MACD cross with that as well, and again, the 200-day moving average on the daily was 899, and now the 50-day moving average on the weekly is 899. So in my opinion, only a matter of time before it really gets back to that $9 level. And of course, it's going to be rallying. The RSI is going to be climbing. The MACD is going to be crossing. Someone is randomly going to come out of left field, and all of a sudden they're going to upgrade the stock or increase their price target, or they're going to sign some new basketball player to some shoe shit or whatever the hell they do. And then all of a sudden the stock's going to start exploding. It's going to start trending, and everyone's going to say at 9, 10, 10 and a half, oh, could it get to 11, 11 and a half, 12? But the best part of that whole bullshit scenario is you're already involved and you heard about it over here at 7. And I'm going to end it there. But once again, stocks by the numbers. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop it down in the comments section. I'm usually very quick to reply. I called this out Friday afternoon, I believe, in the Discord. So again, the Discord is in the description. I always tell you guys, if you can, if you want to, join the Discord. Obviously, much easier for me to just alert you, especially in the short term, about a potential day trade or weekly, monthly trade in the Discord, as opposed to making a video on YouTube. Because again, I have to sit here and record the video, and then they have to format the video, and they have to do the copyright check. So even uploading a 10-15 minute video could take around an hour. So we know how quick the market moves, and I'm sure you'd want to own something like this at 718, as opposed to potentially when you see this video, who knows, stock could be 728, 738. Obviously, the lower the better. But overall, again, I want to ask you guys to like the video, thumbs up, helps out the algorithm, share the video, helps me get more eyes on the channel. More importantly, our handshake agreement. I have no problem you coming into Discord looking for help, looking for trades. I have no problem you guys throwing symbols at me and you're waiting for me to, make some videos and do a little analysis on any stocks or whatever you might be looking at. That's fine. I have no problem doing it. But do me a favor. Push the subscribe button. That is our handshake agreement. That is how you help me help you. But overall, like I always say moving forward, I understand that markets are rocky, and they're volatile, and they're uncertain. So I want to wish everyone success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. Happy Monday, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.